So the goal of this piece was to really emphasize the depth of the ocean and give a sense of no way back, like past the point of no return. Because personally, I can't swim, and whenever I'm in a boat, that's what I always think about, is just how much water there is between me and the real surface of the earth, if you think about it, like the bottom of the ocean. And I also think about, if I fall in, like, that's it. It might as well be lava. I'm done for. So yeah, here I'm just adding some texture to the top of the water. And I'm not really doing it with any rhyme or reason. I'm just kind of breaking up the texture a bit. Make it look a bit more natural. And yeah, I'm using a lot of gradients and blurring with this piece because I wanted it to be really smooth but also detailed. I don't know why I always blend with the eraser. It's probably an illegal as fuck way to do it, but I don't know, that's just what I went with. Yeah, I'm using a motion blur to get that look to the top of the water. I think it worked out pretty good. And then I'm using that tool to make it perfectly level. I wanted the water to be very still. I had in my mind for this the sinking of the Titanic. Just really still and dark. Although there's a lot of light in this image, but yeah, I just had that like calm but eerie vibe in my head. And yeah, I tried to add stars, but again, I didn't like how it looked. I wanted just really calm and dark. And this silhouette became the bane of my existence because I really struggled with it. And the way I'm doing it here is like insane. You should not do it this way, but I did not have the sense to not do it like this. It looks like I'm copying or tracing rather, but I promise I'm not. I just didn't know what I was doing at this point. This was about a month ago. Yeah, I got a reference instead of just, doing basic shapes and laying out the proportions. I just tried to copy the outline, or not copy. I just tried to, I guess copy, but like not in a tracing way. The outline from this. And again, I'm not copying the outline, I'm just copying the proportions. And I very nearly gave up multiple times doing this because it was awful. If I were to do this piece again, I'd definitely just try to, break down the proportions with basic shapes and ratios or whatever, the proper way to do it. But here I just brute forced my way through it. Yeah, I kept like taking away pieces, kind of like sculpting, and being left with not enough basically foot or leg, to the point where it looked like a set of miniature legs on her body. Yeah, like the shape in my opinion is not bad, it's just a proportion here is bad. And I do end up redoing it. I had the sense to copy and paste the leg rather than try to draw it all out again, which, I mean, I probably should have done that just because I'm trying to learn how to draw, but I was so over it at this point. And I'm trying to see how long I can make the dress and get away with it. Yeah, here you can see just how small the legs are compared to her body. Definitely messed up the proportions at this point. It looks comically small. Like, it makes no sense compared to the rest of her body. Got a really big chunky calf going on there too. Ugh. Horrible. And yeah, I realized I had messed up. And I go back and try to do it again. I do like how it ended up, to be fair. It just... the process was a nightmare. I kept having this issue where it looked like I was trying to do barefoot, and I kept making it look like a court jester, like shoe or something. Yeah, move on to the hand. I feel like hands are easier just because, I mean, at all times, assuming you have both hands, you have a reference in real life right in front of you, you know? So yeah, the hand was not nearly as bad, but I still copy and pasted. Work smarter, not harder. I tried to do both arms going up, but I think the problem here, why it looks wrong, is if you follow the line of the arm, one, it's too short, and I think, and two, it doesn't quite line up with the shoulder, I feel like. So yeah, I just went with one arm at first, but I do end up giving her another arm. And yeah, just making it more blue to blend in with the background. Not blend in, but you know, look like it fits. Oh yeah, the lighting. I didn't know at first why there was lighting. I just knew I wanted some light going through the ocean. What I had in mind was that scene from Life of Pi where the ship goes down and he's underwater and he looks underwater at the ship going down. Just like it. Obviously, this is not a similar scene, but I like the look of light going through water. So I added that, even though there's really no light source. At least not yet. Spamming the undo button. Yeah, it took a while to get the light right. But I mean, sometimes you just have an image in your head and it takes a while to get it, you know, out of your head. Yeah, I think making the bottom darker, it helped with the feeling of depth I was trying to get. Just making her fit in with the scene more, I guess. Yeah, I really wanted her to cast a shadow down into the ocean. Here I tried to add some fog, but I don't think it ended up working out. And I blended it to the point where I couldn't even tell if it was still there. You can see me clicking the opacity on and off. I honestly don't know if I left any fog layer in there or not. Yeah, I tried to add some sort of sea creature, maybe a kraken there, waiting to catch her, to add to that like no way back feeling. but I couldn't figure out how to draw the tentacles or whatever I was going for. And then I tried to do like a dainty giant hand, or not a dainty giant hand, a giant hand like just daintily grabbing her arm with like thumb and finger, but I couldn't do that either. So I went with a rope. Just, I wanted to get the feeling that, you know, she's not getting out of this. And at this point I thought I was done. And after I get the colors the way I want it, I leave it until the next day. And I was looking at it again, and I was like, it doesn't feel deep enough. So I made, oh, and then my Photoshop crashed. Yeah. So I made her smaller, just to make the ocean bigger, obviously. And I wanted to add, like, you know, the bubbles of her falling, like a trail of bubbles, which I do like the effect of. I think it turned out pretty good. I don't know if it's physically accurate, but I like how it looks. Yeah, and then I wanted to add an outline, like around her, to show that the light source is behind her, because that's what it looks like to me. I don't know if it is or not, but that's what it looked like to me. I mean, I guess it is, because she's dark and the background is bright, so yeah. And then I was just turning the opacity on and off, and I was like, huh, the outline by itself looks pretty cool. I wonder how I can use that. And I do end up figuring out how to use it later. Yeah, I had to redo all the lighting because I, you know, obviously shifted how big she was. Yeah, and then I had the idea to do like sort of a mirror image kind of thing with her soul ascending and her corporeal form descending. Kind of like her body's being lost forever, but her soul will live on. And I wasn't really thinking about that as I was doing it. I just wanted to make like a striking image, like an image that I thought looked cool. And then I had to shift everything left because with the added weight of the soul, the image just felt really off balance. And like, I'm not a great artist. I'm just pretty much learning how. But I want to do the best. I want to do the best I can within my abilities. You know, to make it look as close to my image as I want, as close to my vision as I can. And yeah, then I just wanted to add some more lighting. And that's where the lighting I had from the beginning comes in. It didn't make sense at first, but it was meant to be. Yeah, just fixing up the lighting, and that's it.